What's going on, everybody? Today on That Sounds Terrible, we're going to take a look at my room. This is my happy place. And first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody who has subscribed, left comments, and has just kind of been there, right? So we finally broke 100 subscribers, and this wouldn't be going on if it wasn't for you. So a huge thanks to all of you. If you're new here, please subscribe. You know, if not, that's whatever. But I figured we would just kind of sit and talk about my room and kind of go over some of the crap that I've got in here. So we'll start with the desk. We'll go over that real quick. So I have a Blackline Audio PG2. I have 3 monitors going on. We have a Mojo M4. This is a headphone splitter for anybody who's in here if needed. And then we have a cloud lifter and a reamper. We have a Blackline Audio, a Tour Mark II 2-channel mic pre. And then we've got a DBX 266 XS. It's the gate and compressor. 2 HOSA 12 XLR mic bass. And then on the desk, we have the, probably can't see it, but we have the Rodecaster Pro. Now, the Rodecaster has the Aphex onboard processor. It does all the noise gate and compressors and things like that, but I've disabled all of that, so there's no extra compressors, there's no extra EQs or anything. So we have the faders just for the line level. This didn't quite have enough gain on tap to power the microphones and things like that, so that's one reason why I use the Blackline Audio. I do have several of their products in here. Mostly of them are the power setups, but getting back to this, we have the Akai Mpk Mini. We use that from time to time, mostly when I'm just making beats here in the room for myself and some of my friends and some of the local guys. We'll start over here. So we have a 4 rack unit with a pedal baby, a Chalks DC7, and a Blackline Audio PGX, and that powers pretty much just the stuff on that side of the room. This camera is a Zoom Q2N 4K. The vocal mic is a Warm Audio 47 Junior. The pedal camera that I use over here is a Sony ZV-1. And then we have a bookshelf with a plethora of nonsense. I like to tinker with a lot of my crap. Still learning how to dial some of this stuff in. I'm still learning stuff. Pretty much throughout my childhood, I've self-taught myself just from watching other people and picking things up along the way. 100% amateur here. Have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Hence the name of the channel. Because a lot of what I do does sound pretty bad. And I stick to pretty much stuff that I feel comfortable with as far as the riffs and crap like that goes. And copyright and blah, blah, blah. So we have a ton of pickups in the corner over here. I've got a bunch of Mojo tone pickups, Seymour Duncan, DiMarzios. I take out pretty much all my pickups and constantly swap them out. I've got a bunch of tubes. I do like to roll my preamp tubes and find some that work better with others. Whether or not that stuff really does have an effect, it's probably up for debate. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I have found that I do not like JJ branded tubes in almost anything. Ruby tubes are kind of hit or miss. Groove tubes and Mesa, they're just rebranded, right? So you kind of learn what tubes on the inside look like, and you can kind of tell what brand those are. But anyways, so we got parts, batteries, pretty much anything you need on the top shelf. Pickups and tubes on the second, and then the rest of the shelves are nothing but pedals. The most commonly used or displayed are on the second shelf or the third shelf, and then the rest of them are in boxes down below. Excess cables, things like that. The computer I use is a 2009, 2008, 6, whatever it was. It's a Mac Pro. It's the 5.1. Upgraded all the processors in it, so it's got dual 3.3s, Westmere's 128 gig of RAM. I've got 2 4TB hard drives, an external 4TB, and then it's the ATI. Oh, fuck, I don't remember what it is. It's one of the MSI video cards, 8 gigs of RAM on that, And I just use that for all of my processing. So we record it all with OBS, and then I do my small edits of the intro fades, the extra fades, and then I upload it into iMovie, and then I have that published into, or I do the edits in iMovie, and then I publish that to YouTube, just because I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Below the desk, we have the Mojo Tone 2 speaker, what the fuck do I call it? It's an isolation cabinet, but you could take the front of it off and use it as an actual 2x12 closed cab or a sealed cab. But it does have the mic pre-inputs all, or the mic plugins, XLR cables and all that, and the goosenecks for the microphones inside. Thing is freaking massive. The desk is a RAB audio, RAB audio. It is the LS840. I did do the upgraded one at Sweetwater with the wider keyboard pullout, just because that's where I knew I was going to put my Rodecaster Pro and my keyboard, and then I'd use the wireless Mac keyboard and all that on top. So that's kind of this setup, right? That's everything that you usually don't see with what I have in the room. And then so we'll just kind of start here and work our way around. So with some of the guitars, I have a Chapman ML1 Modern. This is a solid mahogany guitar, and then it's got a maple flame veneer. The fret job and the neck feel on this guitar is actually one of the best I own. Believe it or not, I was kind of surprised by that, especially in the price point. I mean, this thing is fucking great. I do have DiMarzio deactivator pickups. I don't have any coil taps or anything. I usually never use that crap. But, so that's that. DiMarzio deactivators. And those actually came out of my Ibanez V guitar, which is in the corner. It is a Ibanez VTB or VBT 700. It's the V blade. And they only made it for a year, maybe a year and a half. There was a lawsuit, if I remember correctly, I think with either Dean or Washburn. I don't remember. You have to go check the internet. But they only made it for like a year and a half, and it's a fucking lovely guitar. It is a 5-ply maple and walnut neck, and then the V parts are mahogany. I don't fucking remember. Anyways, love the guitar. That one currently has Mojo Tone Black Magic pickups. There is a shootout coming. I am swapping out the pickups in that guitar. So I will go over that in the next video when it does come out. But those pickups are a blend of an Alnico 5 and I believe a ceramic magnet. They sound really good. But again, I like to play around and tinker. So we're going to swap those out. Then we have, back over here, my Paul Reed Smith SE. It's a 245. This one has Seymour Duncan Jazz in the neck position. It's in reverse. This is an Arcane Inc. Power Dozer. It's right around 16K, and it has an Alnico 8. And I fucking love that pickup, especially in this guitar. This is also solid mahogany, and then it has a maple cap, but it's got a flamed maple veneer on top. So it's not flamed maple cap, it's just a maple cap with the veneer on top. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. This guitar has had 17 different pickups put in it, and this is by far my favorite setup for this guitar. I have learned that I do like Alnico 8 pickups. At least that's what I lean to. Now, I Scotch-Brite the shit out of my necks. You can probably tell that, maybe, in the video. But I like a real flat. I don't like high gloss. I'm more of a satin guy, and as the satin kind of gets glossed over, even on my Gibsons, I will Scotch-Brite it to wear it down. But some people hate it, whatever, I don't really give a shit. So, let's go with this one here, 2022, Paul Reed Smith. It is an S2 Mccarty 594. That is a fucking long name. Anyways, satin amethyst burst, beautiful color. This one has Arcane Inc. 57 experience PAF pickups, extremely low output. It is a very lovely guitar. It's a very fun playing guitar. I like low output pickups, and you can put those into pretty much any 808 or Klon or any high gain pedal and make the amp sound however you want. The pickup itself is not hitting the pedal too hard or whatever. Anyways, 2016 Gibson Les Paul. This is a tribute. The neck on this is a 60s slim taper, which has actually become my preferred neck style, at least on Gibson. Now, I got this as a scratch and dent model, I believe from Zounds for like $550 years ago, and I have played the shit out of it. As you can tell, it's well worn now. But when I got it, there was a small scuff somewhere on this side. I mean, as you can see, it's worn out pretty good. But I swapped out several different P90s, Antiquities, and DiMarzios and stuff, but I've got Arcane 59 experience, the Arcane ink pickups, and these are fucking lovely. There's just the right amount of grip to it. The Gibson pickups, believe it or not, are really, really good, P90s. But these just have a better articulation to them. They're just, to me, they sound better. Whatever. So that's that one. Let's go on to this side part here. So at the top we have a Marshall JCM 900. It is a 50 watt high gain dual reverb. Now mine is a 1991. It's a great amp for me. I know a lot of people don't like them. They say they're not true tube amps, whatever, blah blah blah. It's solid state diodes. I don't give a shit. The amp sounds really good to me. It does not have a lot of that low end woof. Matter of fact, I have the bass on this fucking thing. It is currently sitting at 8. So 3 o'clock is where I run the bass knob on that amp. Below it is my newest amp. It is a 120 watt Knucklehead Reverb by Rivera. Mine was built in 2003. Now this amp is fucking mind-blowing for me. It's got more push knobs and pull knobs than I've ever seen on any guitar amp. It's got 3 channels. It's got a clean channel, a crunch channel, and a very high gain. So the clean channel, you got channel volume or channel gain, bright, or treble. Yeah, treble, middle, bass. The treble is a pull knob that is a bright switch. The middle is a pull knob that is a notch, so a very scoop sound. And then the bass is a contour pull knob. And it also has a boost, a built-in boost. So a shit ton of options there. The channel 2 and channel 3 do share the EQ. Very Marshall-esque on the channel 2, especially with the boost turned in. Lovely, lovely sound. Think of kind of like a JCM 800, Silver Jubilee kind of sound. Maybe a little more with the boost on, a little more saturation, maybe kind of like a modded Marshall kind of stuff. Then you've got the channel 3, which is the high gain, and with the boost on, that thing is fucking just mind-blowing. So the KR100, I know was, what's his name? Fuck, Mick Thompson from Slipknot. I know that was his signature guitar amp for a while. I think they modded it. There's some videos floating around, and it became the KR7. And then he went to the, what is it, the Omega Obsidian or Granify or whatever it is now, I think. Adam Jones used the KR100 on the 10,000 Days album, supposedly based on internet folklore, of course. And that's kind of where my favorite tone is the 10,000 Days album. Anyways, I got a video coming out about it, kind of the same shit I'm talking about. But you got a sub-level out, which is also a high-pass filter. So you can pull that, and then you've got your focus and presence, and there's tons more on the back. But you can drop it down to 12 watts from 120 watts. So that was kind of neat that you can do that, especially for an amp that's almost 20 years old. The features that were available were pretty groundbreaking, you would think. We'll go here. This is my Delisle audio. It's a 8x12 Pro Plus amp switcher. It's more than I need. I don't really use the effects loop on a lot of my stuff, so I don't even use it. But it has a built-in effects loop. It's got an attenuator loop, which I do use, the Rivera Rock Crusher. The speakers, you can have up to 6 cabs plugged into it, and you can run them in parallel. So I have all 16 ohm cabs, and on the back side of this, I have a torpedo captor as a dead load. So I can run the torpedo captor and then any combination of my cabinet to give me the 8 ohms for the amps. Or I can run 2 cabinets at the same time, and you can turn that off. So whatever you prefer. The FX loop and the amp selector part does have a ground lift, which I have noticed has been beneficial quite a bit. Then below it, for the power for all of the amps and just the amps alone, is my Blackline audio. I went with the PG1 just to kind of help with that. So as you can see, it's currently reading at 115. I do live in an apartment complex, and the power here is definitely not the greatest. So hopefully when we go to buy our house in the next coming months, pending we can find a decent place. Housing market is just bonkers right now, at least where I live. So then we got a storage compartment. Next to it, we have our satellite amps, Neutron. That's a fun amp. It's 18 watts. It has no effects loop. It's 4, 8, 16 ohms. And then you got 2 speaker plugs in the back and a fucking volume knob and a tone knob, and that's it. Well, a high and a low input. Fucking love that amp. It is so much fun. It's so simple, and it's fucking simple. But you get some really cool tones out of it. Below, we have a EVH 2x12. We have a shit ton of extra components on the floor. But we have a EVH 2x12, and it's loaded with warehouse guitar speakers, Invader 50s. Next to it is a Mojo Tone Twin Canyon. That is a ported 2x12. Now this one has a DV77 and a Jensen Nighthawk 75. That is an awesome sounding cabinet, especially because it's ported. Sounds really fucking good. Let's see, what else we got? I'll swap out to the other side here. So over here, we have it's a Gibson Les Paul. It's a tribute. This one I picked up new from Sweetwater. This one has the maple neck, and that was kind of the main reason I went with it. I know not all Gibsons have the maple neck, but maple cap. And then I did swap out the 58 or the 480, the 440T pickups, or whatever the fuck they are. And I went with a used set of Slashbucker Alnico 2s, and these sound really good. I do like them in this guitar, so this guitar is pretty much going to stay like it is. It'll never change. But I am a big fan of the Tribute Series Les Pauls. For the value that you get, you can't beat it, especially if you're somebody who likes to swap pickups and tinker. I've upgraded my pots, my wiring, and all that crap. So if you like to play around with stuff, the value is really there. I don't really care for the binding. None of that shit matters to me. I'm not buying it for that, but I'm going to swap out to some locking tuners eventually. Other than that, I'm not going to do anything. It's a fucking great guitar for what I need it for. Then we have a Paul Reed Smith. It's a CE24. Has the factory USA made 8515 PRS pickups, and those things sound amazing. So that guitar is one of the few that is completely bone stock as well. Starting at the top, we have the Republic X amp. It is a single channel amplifier. Mine has 5881 power tubes. If you don't know anything about Republic amps, you should really go check them out. Andrew is a great dude. The amp is built like a fucking tank. I can't speak highly enough of that amp. I mean, it is a beautifully done amp. And if you want something that's a pedal platform, the thing takes anything. You can put anything in front of it, doesn't matter, and it'll just take it all day long. 4, 8, 16 ohms. It's got a buffered effects loop, and then that's it. I mean, the fucking thing is smoking. I first heard it from truck driver Sean, who has been a great supporter of the channel. Sean is a super cool dude. We swap pedals and shit all the time. Matter of fact, he's got one of my guitars, which is the Gorilla's Shinobi. And that's a story for another day. But the Republic X amp, for the value, you're not going to find a better amp. I mean, it does everything from crunch to fucking insane high gain. It really does. And then whatever pedal you put in front of it makes it do that much more. So I would strongly recommend checking out Republic amps, man. They are fucking great. Andrew is a cool dude. And of course I was difficult and asked for a white Tolex with a black face. That is not standard by any means. But anyways, Andrew, I appreciate that. So then we have a PV6505. Everybody knows about them, right? On mine, I did put car wrap. So like the vinyl you would wrap your car in, I used that to change the faceplate just because I wanted something different. And I went with the red camo. I bought like a sample thing. It was like a 3-foot strip off of Amazon. I took the faceplate off and applied it, heated it up, stuck it to the wood, called it a day. Mine is not a USA made, but it doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit. I don't really use that amp a lot. There's I don't know, it's a love-hate thing, I guess. Everybody knows what a 6505 and a 5150 does. So next up is my Mesa. It's a single rectifier. It's a Series 2 Rectoverb 50. Now, that's probably my favorite amp out of everything I got currently. It really does give me the sound that I want the most out of. I don't know. I think it's a very underrated amp. A lot of people don't like them. Whatever. Don't give a shit. Then we have next to that, we'll go with it, is a Fender Bassbreaker 15. I got that amp. I don't even remember when I got it. I don't remember why I got it. I got it in a trade somehow. I do know that. But anyways, it's a fun little amp. I never use it. It just kind of hangs out. I'll probably end up getting rid of almost everything on the right-hand side, excluding the Republic, the 65, and the Mesa. But then above that is a Marshall Origin 20. Now during the infamous COVID lockdowns, I took the faceplate off and I made an acrylic one. And I put lights in it just because I wanted something cool and different and all that stuff, which I never use. But it's a fun little amp, you know, it's bone stock. I think I'm going to try and mod it. And if I don't, I'll probably send it off to be modded. And then above it, we have a Marshall Dsl1 Hr. It's a 1 watt tube amp. I think it goes down to 0.5 or 0.05. I don't know. It's all 12AX7s in the whole amp. And then I think the power amp is a 12AU7. I don't remember. Anyways, so I never use it. And then in the top right corner, we have the Driftwood Mini Nightmare, which I'm probably going to sell. It's a very high gain amp. It sounds really good, but it is not what I'm into. So I'm probably going to let it go. I don't know. It's got KT88s in that one. And then, of course, my VBT or VTB 700, the V-Blade. It was a part of the Ibanez X series, and it only came out for about a year. If I remember correctly, there was a lawsuit with either Dean or Washburn. I don't remember exactly who. Supposedly it was going to be a signature guitar or something for Dragon Force, or I don't know, man. It's been a long time since I read all that. Like I said, I got mine in 2007. And then we got these two things. So the back guitar is a Ibanez, what the fuck is it? It's an Ibanez Iron Label baritone. That one is the one I got from truck driver Sean. I traded him a Gorilla 7-string. I don't like 7 strings. They're not for me. I did pick up one. Actually, that was my third one I've picked up. And they're just not for me. I'm not a 7-string guy. It is what it is. And then up front is a guitar that I've had probably since fucking middle school, give or take. And that is a Fender Jagstain. Mine is a 1995, crafted in Japan. 50th anniversary, designed by Kurt Cobain. I was a huge Nirvana fan growing up. Anyways, so that one has a JB in the bridge and a little 59 in the neck. And I redid the wiring on it. It was actually one of the first mods I ever did on a guitar. I did lock the tremolo down, bolted it with some washers and shit, so you can string through like most people do on those. But anyways, the mod wiring, the back switch, all right, so the switching on this is like a Mustang. That's essentially what it is. It's a Jag body, or a Jaguar body with a Mustang hardware and shit. So the back pickup, instead of being your bridge, that one now does bridge, both, and neck. And then the front pickup, or the front switch, actually does out of phase, in series, or splits the coils. I really don't play that guitar a whole lot. I don't know. It's just kind of nostalgic for me. But I might break it out. Maybe I'll do some cool videos with it. And then on to the last two cabinets in the corner. We have another Mojo tone. They are local to me. They're about an hour south of where I live here in North Carolina. But Mojo tone Imperial 2x12. So it's a flat, or it's a straight cab, but it has the internal slant on it. And I have a DV77 and a V30 in that cabinet, which is fixing to get changed out. And next to it is my current favorite cabinet, at least for the room. And that is a Mojo Tone Imperial, or no, I'm sorry, a Mojo Tone Twin Canyon. So it's the 2x12 ported. It's an oversized 2x12. And that one has two Celestion G12H anniversaries. And that is a fucking great sounding cabinet, especially because it's ported. I think that's what helps out those speakers. Now my cart, it's all parts and fucking soldering bits and all kinds of crap. That's usually where I do all my work on my guitars. I got a wah pedal. I got the Alice in Chains wah pedal over there. I got a bunch of pickups. The microphones, we've got E906, a Telefunken M80, and then I have two. One is in the ISO cab, the Lewitz MTP 440, and then the Shure SM57. The other one of that is in the ISO cab. So that's kind of all the crap. Thanks for checking out the studio, as I like to call it. I don't know. There's just, a lot of stuff in here. It's my happy place. And again, I do this for fun, just to kind of give me something to do in my limited spare time that I have. I do work about 60 to 70 hours a week most days at my job. But, it is what it is. So, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're new and this is your first time watching, feel free to subscribe to listen to my shenanigans and my terrible self-taught guitar playing skills. Vocal mic is a Warm Audio 47 Junior. I don't know if I said that or not. Anyways, so I got some videos lined up coming out. I try to film as much as I can in my free time and then publish it on a scheduled basis, just so that I have the time. Otherwise, shit would never get done. It is what it is, right? So, that sounds terrible. My name is Chase. Thanks for checking out my shit. That's it, man. We'll catch you on the next one.